to my laundry room. I'm going to give you a wonderful hack today for blankets that you're going to love. So hang on. What does a tennis ball and your dryer have to do with each other? I'm going to show you. This is a big blanket that I have. It's queen size, and it has the down and or fiber fill depending on your blanket. It has the squares with the fluff in the middle, right? Now what happens a lot of times when people have these blankets, it becomes, let me see if I can get my hands on, let me see if I can get this into a mess for you. It becomes a big ball of a mess, like inside the middle of a square, right? And then it just looks horrible. And really mine, because it's not a big balled up mess, I can just fix back, right? So the nice part about my hack is I'm going to help you fix that blanket that you might have that you feel is ruined, or because it looks horrible. It is not ruined. It's not too late. I want you to throw it back in the washing machine, and I want you to wash it on a quick wash. And then I want you to put it in the dryer. If it is a horrible, bubbly mess, right, with the fiber fill in a great big ball in a corner wherever it's at, I want you to buy 2 containers of tennis balls, because it's going to take a lot of a beating with the tennis balls to fix the blanket. Because what happens is it just kind of gets all balled together, no pun intended, and you just have to help break that up. So as you wash the tennis balls, or when you dry the tennis balls on a wet blanket, these are always banging into the blanket in the dryer and tumbling around and just bashing into it, right? And as the tennis balls hit that blanket in the dryer and rotate around, it breaks up that big balled mess. So if you have a blanket and it's a big bald hot mess and it looks horrible, we can fix that. It's not too late. Don't throw the blanket away. Now, I only use 2 or 3 tennis balls when I wash the blanket. You can use more. It's just going to be really loud. Let's go back into the laundry room though. If your dryer has a polyplexy type, like my washing machine does, you're not going to be able to do this hack. This is the washer. That's my dryer. Yes, they don't match. I don't care. When we first bought the house, this is a higher efficiency dryer, and they didn't make the washing machine that I have anymore, and I didn't care. I do use dryer balls in my dryer. They help with lint, and they also help with static, but you don't have to use fabric softener sheets when you use those, because it cuts down on static. Now, I have my tennis balls in the dryer with my dryer balls. I put the blanket in. It does get loud, but if you have a front like my washing machine has, don't put your tennis balls in your washing machine if you have this, okay? Now, if you have a regular top load washer and it doesn't have the plastic or polycarbonate of any sort top to it, you can go ahead and even use those dryer balls in the washing machine. I don't think it would hurt it. I personally wouldn't use it in the washing machine, even if I didn't have this. But if you have a plain door like I do, it is okay. And if you have a blanket that you feel like is ruined, I want you to use 5 or 6 balls. It's going to be loud. Let me go grab the blanket, put the blanket back in, and I'll show you how loud it is real quick. And here's my blanket from an angle. It looks really good. It's like 5 or 6 years old. Okay, I'm going to show you how loud this is real quick. It's not horrible. At times it gets louder. There it goes. If you use more tennis balls, it's going to be a lot louder. So don't do this at night, because your family will want to harm you. But during the day, all holds barred. If you have a blanket that has the big oops and all the fiber fill is all bunched up looking nasty, go buy you two containers of dryer balls, or tennis balls, and not a sponsored video, but use maybe 2 containers and toss those bad boys in. It's not too late. It might take a couple washes to help break that fiberfill or down up and not allow it to get balled up. Even if you've hung this on the outside on the line, the wash machine still causes that fiberfill to bunch up like a tennis ball. And so using the dryer and putting your blanket in the dryer, and my dryer is huge, isn't it? Love my dryer. Using the tennis balls will help break that fiberfill up. If you have quilts, I use my dryer balls on the quilts. I use them on down comforters and fiberfill. So mostly almost any type of big hunkin', because the quilts have the batting on the back, and the same thing wants to happen to your quilt. It wants to kind of bunch up at the back. And using this on a quilt in the dryer does the same thing as the down does, and it keeps it from letting that batting, depending on the type of batting that person used to quilt your blanket, and it keeps it from getting a balled up mess. So even quilts, I do the tennis balls. Unfortunately, I just have to do it later, during the day or if Ed's sleeping during the day, I do it in the evening. So it just depends on his work schedule. I had to do a bunch of blankets and get them done. I'll show you, I have a comforter right here. I'll put the comforter on the couch real quick and I'll show you. This is the back of the quilt. This quilt, guys, is like 20 years old. So it's thin. But I do use the tennis balls in the wash or on the dryer with my quilts as well. And this one doesn't have like a batting on the back. It just has like a sheet. So this one doesn't really have that problem like other ones do. When they have the batting on the back, that's when even your quilts will want to bunch up. So it won't harm any of that. I hope this hack helps. Go out, and if you've used some tennis balls and you've actually played tennis with them, maybe put them in the dishwasher to wash them a couple times before you use them in your laundry, because I'm just thinking asphalt and gravel and all of that is going to be dirty and it may harm your blankets. I would just go buy a couple, and you can go somewhere cheap at Big Lots, Dollar General, somewhere like that, where they haven't actually been used for tennis. But try that, see if it helps. Hope this is useful to you. Hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll talk soon.